Hello everyone.
Hi Sai.
Good evening.
Hi, Sai.
Good evening.
Hi, Sai. Good evening.
Good evening all.
Sir.
Good evening everyone.
Hi, Sai. Hi, Sai. Good evening.
Good evening all.
Good evening, everyone.
Guys, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
sir.
Clearly.
Okay, fine. Okay, so shall we start our class?
Yeah, go ahead, Sai.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Guys, before I start my class, please tell me, I want you to respond everyone. Have you attended my demo? Everyone. Is there any new joining today who did not attend my demo class?
Yes, this is Amit.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah. Pawan here.
Hi,
I am
Today
is
my
Vishal
first
here.
Okay.
Yes, I am new joining. Pritesh here.
Okay. Okay, fine. No problem.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Guys, coming to new joinees. In my last class, previous class, I have given my demo, DevOps demo. DevOps demo. So in the demo class, I have explained what is DevOps, why we should learn DevOps, what are the tools that we are going to cover, what is the course content, and all those things I have explained. Okay, brief introduction about DevOps I have in the demo class. So in that class, in demo class, I said that first we are going to cover AWS, then we are going to cover Linux, then we are going to cover DevOps. That's what I said in my demo class. Okay. Why? Because DevOps means group of tools. DevOps means group of tools. So we are going to learn many DevOps tools. So all those tools we are going to install in Linux servers. Some tools they support Windows, but majority of tools they support Linux. So that's why all those we are going to install in Linux servers. So for that you must know Linux, right? First. That's why before we touch DevOps, we are going to learn Linux. To learn Linux, we need Linux servers, right? So those Linux servers we are going to take from AWS Cloud. That's why first we are going to cover AWS Cloud. That means AWS Cloud would be our underlying platform. From AWS Cloud, we are going to launch Linux servers. In those, we are going to install DevOps tools. That's why first we'll cover AWS, then Linux, then DevOps. That's what I said in my demo class, right? Okay. So those who did not attend my demo class, what you do, you contact our admin team. Okay, admin team. I'll give you, in chat also you can find, I think. I'll give that number. Okay. You contact our admin team number so that they will share recorded video of my demo class. Okay. So those who did not attend my demo class, please go through that video. And if you have any doubts, you can come up with your doubts. Understood? Yeah, new joinees, I want you to respond. You understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fine. Now, you'll get only one class. Only the demo class was finished. Okay. After demo, this is my first class. Okay. So as per this, today we are going to start with AWS. Okay, we are going to start with AWS. Okay, again, don't say that it's a DevOps. Why are you teaching AWS? Because of this. First, we'll cover AWS, then Linux, then DevOps. Okay. Yeah, so let's start with AWS. So before you understand AWS, guys, first of all, you don't take the notes because whatever I'm explaining here, right, for that, you'll get PDF document. After every class, you'll get recorded video as well as PDF document. So don't take the notes, just listen the class. Okay. Yeah. Now, Before you understand AWS, you must know one important word, that is cloud. Either you can call cloud or you can call cloud computing. Cloud or cloud computing. So what is this cloud? Let me give one simple example. You know, right? Google Drive. Every one of us, we are using Google Drive, right? Google. So what is happening in Google Drive? Google company, somewhere in the world, they are keeping their physical storage, correct or not, physical hard disk, somewhere in the world. We don't know where they are keeping, and we don't even need to know also, correct? Somewhere in the world, they are keeping physical storage. That storage we are utilizing through internet, and we are paying whatever we are using, correct? Up to 15 GB, that is free. If you want more than 15 GB, you need to pay, correct or not? I'm repeating, Google company, somewhere in the world, they are keeping their physical storage, hard disk. That storage we are utilizing through internet, and we are paying whatever we are using, correct? Okay. So Google company is providing only storage, but AWS is providing storage, computers, of applications, softwares, everything. AWS is providing each and everything. Whatever you want, they are providing. That means AWS company, somewhere in the world, they are keeping their physical infrastructure, like physical servers, physical storages, all physical things. Okay. Those things we are utilizing through internet, and we are paying whatever we are using. That's it. That is what cloud. Cloud means using someone else's resources by paying some money. I'm repeating, cloud means using someone else's resources by paying some money. Simple. Zoom car, you know, right? Zoom car. Whenever we want, we take that car, we enjoy our ride and all, then we give it back and we pay some money. Simple. That is what cloud. Got it? So I hope you understood, right? So as I said, we need many Linux servers. All those servers we are going to take from AWS cloud, and we pay whatever we use. Okay, that is all. That is what cloud. Simple. In a single line, using someone else's resources by paying some money. That is what cloud. Simple. Now, if you want to utilize Google Drive storage, you need to have one Google account, correct or not? What do you do? First, you log into that account. You log into that account, and then you can access Google Drive storage, correct or not? Okay. In the same manner, if you want to use AWS resources, means computer, storage, whatever you want. If you want to use AWS resources, you need to log into AWS account first. That means first you need to create AWS account. So you log into account, then you can use everything. Okay. So now I'll walk you through this creation of this AWS account. It is very easy and it is absolutely free also. Let me show you how to create AWS account. In companies also, we use the same account. Okay. Open any browser. Okay. Here you type AWS space console. AWS space console. Enter. It's taking a lot of time. Yeah. Now, see here, you can see, you can go to either first link or second link. That is up to you. You can choose anything. Okay. Go to this one, aws.amazon.com/console. Click that. Yeah. When you click that, you can see here two options. Here, either you can select this option or this option. Create an AWS account or create a free account. You can select anyone. Both will redirect you to the same location. Okay. So click here, create an AWS account. Yeah. So what you do here, you enter your email ID. That should be valid email ID because you'll be getting confirmation link. Then give any password, confirm that password. Means you are setting up your new password. Then give any account name. Account name means you can give your own name. I can give my name, Sai. Simple, you can give any name, that's up to you. That's it. Just click on continue. When you click on continue, it will, next step, it will ask you to enter your personal details like your phone number, your address, your personal information and all. Again, when you click on next, it will take you to the payment page. Payment, where you need to enter either credit or debit card details. Either credit or debit card details. So the moment you enter these details, immediately AWS will deduct 2 rupees from your account. 2 rupees. Okay. So they will deduct just for verification that whether you are using valid cards or not. The moment they deduct, that's it. Your account is ready. Okay, your account will be ready, and that account would be absolutely free for 12 months. 12 months it is free. Our course is of maximum 2.5 months. After that, you can practice for 9.5 months. For 1 year, it is completely free. So you won't get any bill for that. After 1 year also, I'll tell you how to extend that. After 1 year also, I'll tell you how to extend that. In companies, anyways, company, they maintain their own account, right? Company will pay the money. So we need not to worry. Got it? And giving card details, it is pretty safe, guys. AWS is the most, it is safe. Okay, you need not worry about these things. Okay, your cards details and all will never be misused. Okay, yeah. So it's my assurance to you. That is okay. So please be ready with your AWS accounts, and these 2 rupees also will be credited back to your account after 1 day once account is activated. Got it? So please be ready with your AWS accounts, and I'll share one PDF document. In that, you can find steps how to create AWS account. It's like simple creating Gmail account, Facebook account, same thing, user friendly. Anyways, I'll share PDF document. Just follow these steps. Okay, you can able to do it. For some of you, after creating account, sometimes it might show that it show that to activate your account, it takes 24 hours. Like that, you will find one display message. So if it is showing 24 hours, okay, you wait for 24 hours. They will activate. And one more thing, while creating account, don't use RuPay cards. RuPay. You can use Visa, Master you can use, but don't use RuPay because they are not accepting. Don't know the reason, but nowadays they are not accepting RuPay cards. Okay, so that's it, simple. So please be ready with your AWS accounts, everyone, because in this AWS account, after login to account only, we launch Linux servers and all. In those, we install DevOps tools. That is how we do. Okay, yeah. Since already I'm having my account, I log into existing account. Okay. You can see sign into the console or log back. Now here you enter your email ID. Make sure root user is selected. Root user means administrator. You are going to log into your account as an administrator. I am user and all, don't worry. These things you will understand later on slowly. So enter your email ID that you use to create your account and click on next. Then here enter this captcha. Okay. Now enter password. That's it. So that is how you log into account. When you log in, whatever you can see, right, that is what home page, or you can call console. Either you can call console or home page. Okay. So AWS full form is Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services. So AWS is providing so many web services. Like Google has so many products like Google Drive, Google Chrome, Google Maps, Gmail. Like in the same manner, AWS has so many services. You can see these we call Amazon Web Services. Okay. So you can see under compute module, these are the modules. Under compute module, these are the services. Under storage module, you can see these are some services. Under database module, these are some services. All these we call Amazon Web Services. Okay, so you can use these services to deal with computers because they are under compute module. If you want only storage, you choose any one of these services like that. Okay, so here we are going to learn few services which are required to learn DevOps. Okay. So the first one that we are going to start with, that is EC2. Under compute module, we are going to select EC2. See, this is the most important web service. That's why they kept at the top. They prioritize it. You can see it is at the under first module, the first service EC2, because that is the most important service. So let's try to understand what is this EC2 all about. Again, don't take the notes. I'll share the documents and all. For this also, you get theory document, EC2. So let's start with EC2. What is EC2? The full form of EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud. That's the full form of EC2. 1E, 1C, 2C. That's why EC2. It's a shortcut. Now let's try to understand why they have given this name. Cloud means it is one of the cloud services. That's why they have given cloud, one of the cloud services. Compute means, see guys, you can use any of the words. Either you can use computer, server, PC, machine, box. You can use any of the words, all are pretty same. We use these words interchangeably in companies. Sometimes we call computer, sometimes we call server, sometimes we call PC, sometimes machine, sometimes box, all are pretty same. You can use any of these words. Got it? Sometimes I also use server, the word. Sometimes I use PC, sometimes machine. So when you use any of these words, we can think all are pretty same. Got it? Now compute means by using this service, we can launch computers. Okay, suppose I want some servers from AWS. Okay, so I use this particular service. Suppose I want only storage, okay, from AWS. That time I use one in these services. Suppose I want to deal with some, some other database related. Then I use one of these services like that. Okay, so this deals with computers. That's why compute. Now, what is Elastic? After launching these servers, we can increase or decrease the configuration. We can increase or decrease the configuration. That means we can increase or decrease RAM, hard disk, everything we can change. Okay, that's so. For example, suppose I launched some 1,000 servers. Each server should have 100 G. I have launched. Each server is having 100 TB of hard disk, 100 GB of RAM, and each server is having 100 CPU cores. CPU cores means dual core, hard core, hexa core, octa core. The more cores you get, the more performance you get. Okay, it's kind of processor you can think. So I want 1,000 servers. Each one should have this kind of configuration. So this kind of setup you can get by using this particular service. Why? Because it is compute service. And after launching, after getting this setup, we can increase or decrease the configuration. For example, I want to decrease this one to 50 TB. Yes, you can decrease for all 1,000 servers. Or that's up to you. How many servers are you? Okay, I want to increase this one to 200 GB of RAM. Yes, you can increase. You can increase or decrease. That is up to you. So that's why elasticity is there, flexibility is there. That is not at all there in your laptops. Suppose if I choose my laptop, I'm having 12 GB of RAM. I'm having 1 TB of hard disk right now in my laptop. Without touching my laptop, I want to increase or decrease the configuration. Can I do that? No, you can't do that. Without touching, you can't change configuration of your laptop. Configuration means CPU cores, RAM, hard disk, these things. But here, when you launch any server from AWS Cloud, for that server, you can increase or decrease the configuration without stopping that server, without even stopping. While running itself, you can change. That's why elasticity is there. Okay, that's why they have given the name Elastic Compute Cloud. Cloud means one of the cloud services. By using this, we deal with computers. And those computers, we can increase or decrease the configuration. That's the Elastic Compute Cloud. Understood, right? That is so. Now, simple. This, how it is possible actually, the elasticity. Same example, let me take my laptop. See, this is my laptop. In my laptop, as I said, I have 1 TB of hard disk and 12 GB of RAM. As I said, I can't increase or decrease the configuration. Why? Because everything is inbuilt inside my laptop. Everything is inbuilt in my laptop. Correct? Inside. That's why here there is no elasticity. There is no elasticity. Let's take this scenario A. Let's take scenario B. Same, this is my laptop. Assume that I am attaching one pen drive of 2 GB pen drive. So what I want to increase or decrease the configuration, pen drive size. What I can detach 2 GB, I can attach 4 GB. Suppose I want to use 8 GB pen drive, detach and attach 8 GB. I want to use 16 GB, detach and attach 16. Again, I want to use 2 GB, detach and attach 2 GB. So that means here elasticity is possible. In scenario A, elasticity is not possible, but scenario B, elasticity is possible. Why? Because in scenario B, pen drive is an external component. Whenever you want, you can attach. Whenever you want, you can detach. Okay, so here elasticity is possible if a component is an external component. Got it? So I said whatever server that we are launching from AWS, for that we have elasticity. That means how they are giving everything separately. Like they are giving operating systems separately, they are giving CPU cores separately, they are giving RAM separately, they are giving hard disk separately. Everything they are giving separately. Okay, so what you do? You choose your required OS, you choose your required number of CPU cores, you choose your required amount of RAM, you choose your required amount of hard disk. You choose your required one. Suppose see you want one bike of your required specifications. Then what you do? You choose required model of handle, you choose required engine, you choose required seat, you choose required headlight, dome, and all. Then you assemble all these things. Then you will get a bike as per your required thing. Correct or not? As per your need. So here also same thing. We choose our required OS, we choose our required number of CPU cores, required amount of RAM, and required amount of hard disk. Then we assemble all these things. When we assemble, I'll get one computer or server as per my required configuration, correct or not? Then here in one place where you'll get an option to give the number. If you give 10, you'll get 10 servers. If you give 100, you'll get 100 servers with that configuration. If you give 1000, you'll get 1000 servers with that configuration. Got it? So this you can get within fraction of seconds. You can launch any number of servers as per your required configuration within fraction of seconds. That too, after launching, you can increase or decrease the configuration. That's why cloud became so popular. Okay, that's why cloud became so popular. Got it? Okay. So let's try to understand what kind of operating system that they are giving. CPU cores, RAM, hard disk, everything we'll understand. Okay, today. Yeah, guys, you are understanding it. Everyone, please respond.
Yeah, hi, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Oh, okay, okay.
Sai, I have one question.
Wait. Doubts I'll take at the end of class. All doubts will be clarified at the end of class. Okay. Yeah. So let's try to understand what kind of operating system, CPU, RAM, all they are giving. Okay. The first one, operating systems. OS. You know, right? What is operating system? Right? Every one of you know, right? See, this is my laptop. This is me. I can't talk to my laptop, right? My laptop is a hardware. It cannot understand my language. Then what I do, I talk to OS. Okay. OS will talk to my laptop. Then I'll get response in the same manner. Okay. So OS is an intermediate between my laptop and me. Kind of translator, right? So try to see whenever Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he visits southern states, South Indian states, just let's take example of AP. Okay, just beside him, Venkaiah Naidu will be there. No, translator, because he doesn't understand strict Telugu, and some of us, we don't understand Hindi. So he's a kind of translator. Here you can think in the same manner. OS is an interface between user and computer. Got it? Okay. Now, how many types of operating systems we have? See guys, there are only 2 core computer operating systems in the world. Only 2 core computer operating systems. The first one is Windows. Second one is Unix. Windows and Unix. I know that you know about Windows, but some of you don't know about Unix. So that's why what I do, first I'm going to explain about Windows. Then I'll correlate that Windows with Unix. Okay, so that you'll understand easily, right? Yeah, only 2 core computer operating systems. I'm not talking about mobile operating systems like Android and all. No, computer operating systems. Okay, you know, right? Windows belongs to Microsoft company, right? And this is not free. If you want to get this OS, you need to buy this OS, right? You need to pay some money to Microsoft company, right? Correct. And second thing, this Windows source code is not open to the world. Source code means how they have created this OS. They might have Microsoft company developers. They might have written a lot of code to create this OS. They might have used some language, Java, PHP, Python, could be. They might have written a lot of code to create this OS, correct? That code we call source code, which is not available. Suppose if you want to get that source code, you can't get. Got it? And two things is, OS is not free. If you want to get, you need to buy. Second thing, source code is not open to the world. Even if you want to buy, you can't get. Suppose if you get that source code, what you can do, you can modify that source code and you can create your own operating system. But even if you pay money, they will never provide that source code. So that means if at all someone can change this OS, who can change? Only Microsoft company can do that. Microsoft company can do it. Okay. Yeah, fine. So see here, earlier there used to be Windows XP. I'm taking few operating systems. Then Windows 98. Then Windows Vista. Right? Then Windows 7. Then Windows 8. Now recent one, Windows 10. Windows 8.1 also is there. Just a few operating systems. Now in all these operating systems, Core OS is Windows only, correct or not? See, earlier we used Windows 7. Now we are using Windows 10. For that, did we take any training from any institution? No, right? So here, if you know how to deal with any one OS, you can very well handle all other operating systems. Because in all these operating systems, Core OS is Windows only. That's a 95% is pretty same. What they did, on top of XP, they added some new features that became 98. On top of 98, they added some more features that became Vista. On top of Windows 8, they added some more features that became 10. Either they are adding new features or they are removing old features. Right? Okay. So 95% is pretty same. That's why if you know how to deal with any one OS here, you can very well handle all other operating systems. Correct or not? Right? That's all. Right? Okay. Now, this is we call desktop operating system. Desktop. That means you can take any one OS, you can install in your laptops. Okay. But in Windows, there is one more concept is there, that is server operating systems. Server. Okay, let me write here. Server operating system. Let me write here. See, as I said, computer, server, PC, machine box, all are same. But generally, server means having high configuration, little bit. My laptop is having 12 GB RAM. Server might be having 100 GB of RAM. My laptop is having 1 TB hard disk. Server might be having 100 TB of hard disk. In a simple term, server is having high configuration, little bit, but not necessary. But generally, the word server that we use to refer machines having high configuration. Okay, so for these high configured servers, Windows 8, Microsoft company is providing different operating systems. Okay, like Windows 2008, Windows 2012, Windows 2016. Recent one is Windows 2019. These are recent. Here also same thing as Core OS is Windows only. That means 95% is pretty same. That's why if you know how to deal with any one OS, you can very well handle all other operating systems. On top of 12, they added new feature that became 16. On top of that, they have added some more features that became 19. And in these two, if you know how to deal with any one OS, you can very well handle all other operating systems because 95% is same. Got it? So this is all about Windows, and you know these things. You know these things. Now what I'll do, I'll compare, I'll correlate this one with Linux. Because being a DevOps engineer, for us, this Unix, Linux, these are very, very important. Okay, let me show you. Okay. Now see guys, unlike Windows, Unix OS is free. That means it is freely available in internet. You can download and you can install in your laptops. You can do it in your laptops. Second thing, Unix source code is open to the world. That means the code that they use to create this OS, which is free, openly available. That means you can take that source code, you can modify, and you can give your own name. Okay, so two differences. Windows is free, Windows is not free, Linux is free, Unix, I'm repeating. Windows is not free, Unix is free. Windows source code is not open to the world, but Unix source code is open to the world. Since Unix source code is open to the world, that's why many companies and many individuals, they started taking that source code, they started modifying as per their needs, they started giving their own names. Like one such person called Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds. So this guy took this open source Unix code, modified as per his needs. He kept his own name called Linux. So first 4 letters from his name and last letter from X Unix, that became Linux. Like many companies, like IBM company, took this open source Unix, modified as per their needs. They kept their own name called AIX. IBM company. Same HP company, same, they also did the same thing. HP UX, they kept their own name called HP UX. Like Apple company took this open source Unix code, modified as per their needs. They kept their own name called Mac OS, or you can call iOS. Sun Microsystems, that company took this open source Unix code, modified as per their need. They kept their own name called Solaris. Got it? Okay. Now here, in all these operating systems, here also, core OS is Unix only. That means 95% is pretty same here also. Okay. Different company, they have added different features of only 5%. That means if you know how to deal with any one OS here, you can very well handle all other operating systems, because core OS is Unix only. 95% is almost same. Small changes that you can able to figure out by yourselves. Okay, correct or not? Fine. Now in this, except Linux, remaining all are companies, right? IBM, HP, Apple company, Sun Microsystems, these are companies. Companies' aim would be to generate more profits. You are establishing a company means your aim would be to generate more profits. Correct or not? That's why these companies, they did not keep these operating systems open to the world. Neither they are giving for free, nor they are giving that source code. Even though if you pay the money, they will never provide that source code. Just to generate revenues. Okay. But this guy, Linus Torvalds, he is very, very good person. What he started doing, he started giving that Linux source code again for free. Linux OS is free, and he started giving source code also. Okay, I'm repeating. Linus Torvalds took open source Unix code, modified as per his needs. He kept his own name called Linux, and the Linux OS again he started giving for free, and its source code also. Now different companies and same different individuals, now they started taking this Linux source code. One such company called Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Red Hat company took this open source Linux code, they modified as per their needs, they kept their own name called Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Like we have CentOS. Community, like you, me, we all formed one group. We took open source Linux code, we modified as per our needs, we kept our own name called CentOS. Community Enterprise Operating System. Like we have Amazon Linux is it. Amazon company took this open source Linux, modified as per their need, they kept name called Amazon Linux. Like we have Ubuntu is it. Same, some people took this Linux, modified, they kept their own name called Ubuntu. You know the meaning of Ubuntu? Ubuntu, the word derived from African language. African language. Its meaning is, teamwork. It indicates teamwork. Remember that, teamwork. Okay, it's a beautiful word having beautiful meaning. That's why they kept that particular name. Like we have many operating systems are there, guys. Here in this list, you'll find n number of, like we have Fedora, SUSE Linux, Kali Linux, Parrot Linux. Like 500 plus operating systems are there. 500 plus. So those many operating systems are there. Understand, right? Okay, that is so. So here also same thing. In all these operating systems, core IC is Unix only. Correct or not? Grandfather is common, Unix only. Here also, only small 5% changes only will be there. That's why if you know how to deal with any one OS here, you can very well handle all other operating systems. Got it? Core OS is ready in Unix only. Got it? Some people call Unix administration, some people call Linux administration, all are same, no difference. So if I say, hey, I'm going to teach Linux, then I may choose either Red Hat Linux, I may choose CentOS, I may choose Amazon Linux, I may choose Ubuntu, any one. Got it? That's all. So here we call them, these red color you can see, right? Operating systems. We call them as flavors of Linux. Flavors of Linux. And whatever you can see black color list, we call them flavors of Unix. Flavors. Why are we calling it the flavor? You know, right? Ice cream. Core ice cream is same. If you add chocolate color, that will become chocolate flavor. If you add mango color, that will become mango flavor. So core ice cream is same. Whatever color you are adding, that will become that flavor. Here also Unix core OS, Unix is same. Different companies, they are adding different features. That's why we call them as flavors. So these are flavors of Linux. These are flavors of Unix. And if you know how to deal with any one OS, you can very well operate all operating systems in this entire Unix family. Got it? Remember that. But in Windows, we don't call them as a flavors. We call them as versions. Because different companies are not adding their features. Same companies are adding their features. See, on top of Windows Vista, they added some more features. They means Microsoft company that became Windows 7. On top of that, some more features. But company is same, right? That's why they released as a version. Version 7, version 8, version 10. Okay. So that's why we call them as versions, but here we call flavors. Understanding, right? That is so. Now, out of all these operating systems, in AWS account, you can find a few operating systems. You can choose your required operating system. Here I said to launch one computer, we need OS. That's what I said. We can choose our required OS. So in this list, you can choose whatever OS that you want. Either you can choose Windows, okay, or you can choose any one of the flavors of Unix or Linux, whatever. Okay, I have assumed that I have selected my operating system. See here, the first tab OS. Okay, so I choose my required OS from the list. That OS, guys, that OS here in AWS we call as AMI. That OS we call AMI. AMI means Amazon Machine Image. That is the full form of AMI. See, you can see this is a pen. In English, we call this one as a pen. But in Hindi, it is having different name. In Telugu, Tamil, Marathi, Punjabi, it is having different names. Correct or not? Same thing. Generally, we use the word called OS, operating system. But in AWS, they are giving their own name. That's what AMI, Amazon Machine Image. Okay, suppose I'll say, hey, I want Linux OS. But in AWS, when you are dealing in AWS, you should say, I want Linux AMI, Amazon Machine Image. AMI means nothing but OS only. They're calling this OS with this name. Got it? You can choose Windows AMI, you can choose Linux AMI, you can choose Red Hat AMI, you can in that Linux, you can choose Red Hat AMI, you can choose CentOS AMI. That's up to you. Okay. So I'll select my required Amazon Machine Image. So after that, I need to choose required CPU cores, required number of CPU cores, required amount of RAM. Correct or not? So here, yeah, I'm going to choose CPU cores and RAM. Earlier AWS, they used to provide these two things separately, long back. Okay, but that time, some crazy people, what they started doing, they started taking one CPU core, 1000 GB of RAM. Is it a good combination? See, you can create your own bike by attaching parts. But what you are doing, you are preparing one bike, but you are attaching bus engine to that or train engine to that. Will it give good performance? No, right? Okay. Some people, they started taking 1000 CPU cores, 1 GB of RAM. Again, you are, creating one bus. You are attaching bike engine to that. Will it give good performance? No. That's not a good combination. Correct or not? That's why people, the AWS, they stopped giving like this and they started giving as a pair, as a set. Like you can see 1 CPU core, 1 GB of RAM. This is one set. 2 CPU cores, 4 GB of RAM. This is one set. 4 CPU cores, 8 GB of RAM. This is one set. Like that, they are giving as a pair. Like that, the highest configuration is going to be 128 CPU cores, 4000 GB of RAM. This is the highest configuration. So they are giving as a pair. Suppose if I give name A, B, C, D. If you choose A, you'll get 1 CPU core, 1 GB RAM. If you choose B, you'll get 2 CPU cores, 4 GB. That means you have to choose as a pair, as a set. See, few things in the world that you need to buy as a set, as a pair. Let me show you. Yeah, here you can see pen and cap. Pen and cap. You can't say, hey, I want only pen only. Can you buy pen from one shop, cap from another shop? No. Wherever you buy as a pair. This is a set. Okay, suppose see water bottle and its cap. I can't say I have bottle, just I want cap. Will you get that? No, right? This is a combination. This is a combination, correct or not? So same thing, there are few things in the world which are paired, like shoes. You can't buy left shoe from one shop, right shoe from another shop. Right? Wherever you buy as a pair. So here also they are giving as a pairs. So you have a flexibility of choosing either A or B or C. But you can't choose, I want 4 GB RAM, I want 2000 CPU cores. That is not possible. So out of these pair, you choose any one pair as per your required configuration. Okay. So these pairs we call instance types. Instance types. A is one instance type, B is one instance type, C is one instance type, D is one instance type. They are giving their own name. We call CPU and RAM, but for that the pair they are giving name as instance type. Okay, fine. So we choose OS, we choose CPU, RAM, this one. Then finally we need to choose hard disk. Okay, the hard disk we are going to choose. For that hard disk, guys, this entire thing will get in the form of PDF. Okay, so don't write. So hard disk they are calling as EBS. For everything they are giving their own name, simple. EBS. What is the full form of EBS? Elastic block. Either you can call store or storage. Elastic block, store or storage. Okay. So let's try to understand why they have given this name. Simple, guys. Store means storage. Yes, it's a hard disk, right? Storage only, deals with storage. Okay. Elastic, yes, here also elasticity is here. That means after getting the storage, you can increase or decrease. That's elastic. Block. Block means you take any technology, there are two types of storages. Or you can call store, two types of stores. One is object. One is object store and the other is block store. One is object store and the other is block store. Object store means where we keep all objects like MP3, MP4, movies, songs, pictures, PDFs, Excel sheet, notepads, PPTs. The place where you keep these things, that storage we call object store, like MP3, MP4, like PDF and all. So next example would be Google Drive, right? Pen drive also, where you keep objects, movies, songs, pictures, PDFs and all. Block storage means it is a place where you install operating system, where you installing operating system, not keeping the just copy. Operating system copy, you can keep it in pen drive, but where you install and you use it, you run it, you use it, that location we call block storage. So best example is C drive. C drive is a place where you install operating system and you use it, right? That's it. So that place we call block storage. Now you might be having notes. I have my C drive that is of 50 GB. In that I have installed OS. That took 20 GB. Remaining 30 GB is free. In that 30 GB, can we keep objects? Yeah, you can keep objects also, right? In C drive, apart from installing OS, you can keep objects also. Movies, pictures, songs, that you can do it in C drive also, right? Correct. You can do that. So that's why block storage also acts like object storage. Block storage also acts like an object storage, but not vice versa. In pen drive, you have space. It doesn't mean that you install OS and you use it. No. In Google Drive, can you install OS? No, right? That means block storage is a place where you can install OS. Apart from that, you can keep objects also. So what they are saying here, elastic block storage. That means it's a place where you can install OS and you can keep objects also. Got it? That's why they have given the name called elastic block storage. Simple. Understood? Okay. Now what I said we choose our required configured server by selecting all these things. You can see we choose our required configured server by selecting all these things, our required things. Correct? That's what we are going to do here. So here what we do, we choose, I'm going to choose my required AMI, means I'll choose my required OS. I'm going to choose my required instance type, means CPU and RAM. I'm going to choose my required amount of EBS. Then I will assemble all these things. When I assemble all these things, I'll get my required configured server. Correct? That server in AWS we call as instance. Okay, that's I told you, right? Either you can call server, PC, machine, box, computer, but in AWS you have to call this as instance. Whenever you are in AWS, you should call this as instance. Don't get confused. This is instance type. Instance type means CPU and RAM. Instance means server. That you get when you combine AMI, instance type, and EBS, you'll get instance. Okay, that is so. Now what we do in our DevOps class, from AWS, we launch Linux instances. That means we choose Linux AMI, means OS, and we choose our required instance type, CPU and RAM. Then we'll attach required amount of EBS, means hard disk. Then we'll get our configured Linux instance. Like that, we'll launch many Linux instances. So in one place where you'll get a number, you'll get an option to give number. If you give 10, you'll get 10 instances. If you give 100, you'll get 100. If you give 1,000, you'll get 1,000 instances. That is how it is going to work. So in our DevOps class, we are going to do in the same manner. From AWS, we are going to launch Linux instances. In those, we are going to install DevOps tools. That is how we do it. I hope you understood. Let me show you. Let me give one simple example. See, already my other DevOps batch is running. One more DevOps batch is running. So in that DevOps batch, I'm explaining one tool called Ansible. It is one of our DevOps tools. I'm explaining one tool called Ansible. See, when I click on EC2, you can see here I launched 3 instances. Ansible server, node 1, node. Multiple instances I launched. Okay, so that flexibility is there in cloud. It's very easy. You can launch any number of instances as per your required configuration. That kind of flexibility is. Got it? Yeah, that is all about that's the theory of EC2. With this knowledge, what we'll do in tomorrow's class, we are going to jump into practicals. Okay, we are going to see how to launch Windows instance. Then we'll see how to launch Linux instance. Then we'll see how to create web server. Okay, like that we learn all topics. Once you are good with AWS, then immediately we'll jump into Linux. Then we'll cover all Linux commands, the structure and all everything. Once you are good with Linux, then we'll start DevOps. That is how we are going to cover. Okay. So today total you will get 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, you will get total 2 documents. Okay. One is account creation steps. Second one is EC2 theory. Whatever theory we covered, right? You'll get 2 documents and 1 recorded video. This entire class recorded video, anyways, you'll get. Those who missed my demo class, please contact admin team so that you'll get demo video along with course content material also you'll get. Okay. So as I said, tomorrow also free session. Tomorrow also you can use the same link. There is no change in the class link. Use the same link to attend tomorrow's class also. Anyways, we are going to remind you by sending mobile message. Tomorrow also free. Tomorrow we are going to jump into lab session. I'm going to explain how to launch Windows instance and Linux instance. Okay, based on the theory what we covered today. Got it? Okay. Yeah, that is how we are going to cover. So I hope every one of you understood. I hope to see everyone in tomorrow's class, same time. Okay. Yeah. Now those who don't have any doubts, you can leave the session. And those who are having doubts, please stay back. Now I'll clarify all your doubts and let me write our admin number. If you have any queries, you can just make a call to our admin. See, these are admin number, guys. 76808187114. These are admin number. Just we can make a call to admin number tomorrow. It's today. It's already late, right? You can call them. Okay. Yeah. So those who don't have any doubts, you can leave the session. Those who are having doubts, please stay back. I'll clarify all your doubts. Okay.